What if I documented people speedrunning 37 furnaces? So, the first thing you may be asking is, what is a 37 furnace speedrun? And this is a very good question, but I want to lay out some ground rules of how I'm going to be documenting this before we get into the meat of it. Number one, I'm going to be going through the videos as they get uploaded. So if someone got a world record but then didn't upload the video in time, I'm not going to count it as a world record. And number two, I'm going to be going over both SSG and RSG, which we'll get into that and what it means when we get to that point. And number three is you have to subscribe. Now, the rules of the category are fairly simple. Fastest time to craft 37 furnaces, world record. Now, you can't craft 36, and you can't craft 38. If you do, you have to drop one out of your inventory to get that record. On February 7th, 2025, at 11:45 p.m., a small channel by the name of Minterbit would upload a video titled Crafting 37 Furnaces World Record 523. Now, Minterbit's first run starts with him allegedly losing about 25 seconds due to technical difficulties, but as he explains,
very secret speedrunning strat that only I know, and it saves a bunch of time later.
I've tried my very hardest to find the tactic that he used, but I was not able to find it. This is why he's one of the best speedrunners of all time. Now, this speedrun will start like many others by chopping down a tree, and now Minterbit was very lucky to be able to find surface level stone, which is going to be super useful because you're going to need stone to create furnaces. And this is where the pickaxe strategy comes into play.
Oh my god, that is absolute. Oh, world record, yes! I got the world record!
Now, to create one furnace, you're going to need 8 cobblestones, which in total is 296 cobblestone. And to get a stone pickaxe, you need 3 pieces of stone, and a stone pickaxe can mine 131 blocks of stone, so you need about 3 stone pickaxes to be able to get the amount of stone you need. Or you could go for the route of finding 3 iron to craft an iron pickaxe. The iron pickaxe would be able to mine 251 blocks, so you would only need 1 iron pickaxe and the cobblestone pickaxe you already have to mine the stone. Well, what's the purpose of getting a stone pickaxe, or even an iron pickaxe for that matter? Well, wooden pickaxes mine stone at a rate of 0.5 seconds per block, while stone pickaxes mine cobblestone at 0.25 seconds per block, and iron mining at 0.15 seconds per block. So you would be saving 0.20 seconds for a stone pickaxe, and 0.10 seconds for an iron pickaxe, for every single block you break. So you'll be saving 59.2 seconds if you use a stone pickaxe, and you'll be saving 29.6 seconds per block if you're using an iron pickaxe when you started from a stone pickaxe. Keep in mind, this does not include smelting the iron. Also, I got most of this information from ChatGPT, so you can't blame me if I got it wrong. Now, here's how a normal run would look. After crafting a stone pickaxe, Minterbit was able to find 2 iron, but unfortunately, after searching around a little bit, he was not able to find any more. That was about a time loss about 10 to 15 seconds, but that was a good risk, because if he did get iron, he would have been able to get a much better time. Now, the rest of the run was just him mining cobblestone, but at the end of the run, this happened.
IGT is in-game time. Oh wait, I have enough. I have enough.
As you can see, he went over 3 blocks of cobblestone, but that wasn't too bad, all things considered. He was able to do pretty good crafting and set the bar for the runs to come.
37. Oh, world record, yes! Oh my god. Yes.
Now, Minterbit was not happy with his time. He wanted to get better. This run, he actually entered the crafting table on world record pace, but unfortunately messed up crafting.
Sub 30. I messed up. No, I messed up. No. Why is there a blank spot?
And then the next one...
Alright, I'm gonna go down here.
Accidentally fell off a cliff.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well, I thought I shifted.
The next run, he tried to find iron, but couldn't.
I found lapis before I found iron. Lapis.
And then finally, this run happened.
Done. What was that, 523? Oh my god, that is absolutely flawless. And there's
He was able to get a time of 5 minutes and 23 seconds. There were a few hiccups, one being the crafting could have been a little bit faster and accidentally hopping in the water, but both only wasting a few seconds. Now the course was set, someone just had to beat it. But how much time can even be shaved off if you're mining so much? Is sub 5 even possible? Apparently sub 5 was possible, and someone by the name of Tetrabomb was able to get it, and get the world record as well, by over 2 whole minutes. And only 20 hours later from Minterbit's original upload. Now, remember, Minterbit's run did use an iron pickaxe, so how did Tetrabomb even be able to get a time like that? Let's review the run and see what he did differently. Now, the run starts off a little bit laggy, which doesn't matter that much, but one thing to point out is it starts in a desert, which is going to waste a lot of time trying to get Tetrabomb to a tree. After he mines the tree though, he starts heading back toward the desert village and mining a bed, which makes no sense, but trust me, it'll make a lot of sense really soon. After that, he mines into the desert temple, which is fused into a village building, which I've never seen before, and then clutches with the bed. Oh, wait. Never mind. Anyways, continuing on with the run, collecting the 9 TNT, then digging down 4 blocks, and as you just saw, he put his stone in an inventory in a certain way. It just tells him when he needs to stop mining cobblestone, so he doesn't have to look in his inventory all the time, which is going to save a few seconds. After mining a few blocks, Tetrabomb finds himself in a cave, and this is where he implements a strategy that will change the category forever.
Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, now Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, now it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, now Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks.
Now, with the TNT strat, you can obviously save a lot of time, as we saw with Tetrabomb shaving off 2 minutes from the former world record. But Tetrabomb's TNT placement was really slow, so there's tons of time you can shave off. And with that, the ball is now in Minterbit's court. Let's see if he can break the record. One more thing before we continue. As you can see, Tetrabomb has no timer on his screen. If you want to fact check that he did get a time of 3:13, all the videos that I show in this video will be in the description, along with every creator that I've been able to find in the 37 Furnace Saga. Subscribe to them, and let's continue with the video. And only a mere 24 hours and 20 minutes later, Minterbit uploaded his second video to the Furnace Saga. Now, he spawns in the same seed as Tetrabomb did, which we'll explain a little bit later. Now, one thing to mention is the tree is closer than Tetrabomb's tree. Why is this? Well, depending on what version of Minecraft you are on, generation might be slightly different throughout different seeds. Now, this portion of the video is really dark, so I'll just cut to the chase. He was able to get the amount of stone he needed, and then do fairly well with crafting, but then accidentally craft 40 furnaces, so we had to drop out 3, but he was still able to get world record by 3 seconds. But Minterbit was not happy with this time. He wanted to go way lower. And after having a few more...
Go straight down. Oh, what? What?
Unlucky moments like this, he was finally able to get the run he wanted. Now, you may have noticed, Minterbit does not go for the bed before entering the Desert Temple. The bed, the only good thing about that is it negates your fall damage, because when you're down there exploding TNT, you have a huge chance of taking damage, and you want to save as much health as you can. Not trying to get to bed to save time. Now he's about halfway done with the TNT when he finds himself at half heart. That means if he takes one more tick of damage, the run is completely over. But he was able to survive that. At this point, he has all the TNT he needs, but all it will take is one zombie hit, a skeleton shot, and the run is over. With that tension, he messed up crafting, and he could have scrapped the run, tried again, but he went back in, and this happened.
Being 6. There keeps being 6. I got it. I got sub 3. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got sub 3. There was like I got like 258 or something. Oh, I was panicking so hard I almost missed it.
Time of 2 minutes 58 seconds. .593. Minterbit was barely able to get the 3-minute barrier and take back his world record. But not for very long, because only a mere 2 hours later, Tetrabomb would upload another video. Now, Tetrabomb's run was a little bit different this time than the previous runs. Same seed as before. Now, he starts by picking up a composter and then running into a ruined portal, picking up a sword and 2 obsidian. Now, you may be asking, why does he use that? Well, he uses that to kill the iron golem to get the 3 iron for the iron pickaxe, which does actually save time instead of running all the way to the tree, and you get an iron pickaxe. Now, why didn't he mine sand? Because it breaks faster? I don't know. After that, he goes inside a villager house, which has a crafting table, crafts the iron pickaxe, goes into the temple, and his TNT placement is much, much faster. Now, why is he much faster? Because he's placing multiple TNT at once instead of waiting for one TNT to explode at a time. He's basically doubling the output from his last run. Now, he hesitated a little bit here and there throughout the run, but besides that, I think it was pretty good. And crafting could have been slightly faster, but besides that, good run all around. Beating the world record by over 40 seconds. Now at this point, someone named Mr. Penguin, my personal favorite name throughout this whole saga, uploaded the video of them speedrunning their furnaces. Didn't get a world record at this point, but it was on a RSG. Now they did have to redo it because the recording didn't work, so technically it wasn't an RSG, but it technically was an RSG, because their profile picture is a penguin, and I like penguins. And there's going to be RSG runs in the future. So this is where the category splits into 2. SSG and RSG. Now, I'm going to be following them both, and I'm going to be going through them kind of side by side. So, for example, say it was February 10th. I would do all the SSG runs that were uploaded on February 10th, and then I would go over to all the RSG runs that were uploaded on February 10th. And then go to February 11th, etc., etc. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, it's at this point in editing that I realized someone beat me to the YouTube speedrun documentary, so if this rest of this video is rushed, that's why. But go watch their video too. Links in the description for their YouTube channel. Subscribe to them. But I'm very annoyed! The primary difference between RSG and SSG is SSG, you can pick a certain seed and run through it multiple times, like get the best possible time you can get on that specific seed. And RSG is you loading in a Minecraft world, not putting in any number, and playing that seed, not being able to see the seed ahead of time. Now, you may be thinking, well, isn't Minterbit's first 2 runs technically an RSG? Yes, they technically are, and I put them under SSG and RSG runs, so this is what the RSG chart looks like right now. Now, at this point, there was a new face in town. Or, the lack of a face, I should say. Now, Faceless uploaded a video titled 37 Furnaces SSG in 146, with a time of 146.93. That run was great and all, but one thing I want to point out about this is he had a segment in his live split titled Sum of Best. I don't want to get into that too deeply here. Now, that basically means if he tidied up a few things in his run, he could have gotten a better time, which in this case, he could have shaved off around 16 seconds. Now, let's go put Faceless' name up on the chart if he uploaded that video a few hours earlier, because Tetrabomb, again, was able to sneak in one more video before anyone else stole his previous record. Now, let's just see how that went.
I realized in my last life that I hate that life, so I keep running and running. I'm trying to hide from everything that's inside this heart that I tried to erase and wash away all the shame. What's then? There's a bleeding and a beating deep beneath skin. Feel it rattle, ravage all my sin. Hear a scream behind my chest again. No, how come he can't give me what I wish I could be? So I'll try a different body. Just a dash of this and that, a touch of blood, and that's the mud. My wishes, fears, and painful tears. I wonder when I'll have enough. No form of love can give me what I wish I could be.
With a time of 1 minute and 33 seconds, Tetrabomb was able to break the 2-minute barrier. Now, a few things with this run. One, he was able to find 2 treasure chests, with one holding 16 TNT, and he was able to get a cave close to spawn, so he was surrounded by cobblestone. This was the best possible seed, and the one they would use for foreseeable future of SSG runs. Speaking of the future of this category, there is a new runner in town. And only a mere 11 hours after Tetrabomb uploaded his video, they would upload this. The first thing to notice is that Vertex and Tetrabomb spawned in different areas. Does that mean one of them is cheating? No, absolutely not. I may have mentioned this earlier, but I want to mention this again just to make it clear. Depending on what version you're on, you might spawn in different spots on the map. Now, back to the run. Vertex opens the first treasure chest, but the one thing they do differently is craft the iron into iron pressure plates so they don't have to go for the wood. After that, they mine down to the second treasure chest and get the 16 TNT from there, effectively getting rid of having to punch the tree, because if you place TNT next to the tree, it will blow up the logs as well, so you don't have to mine wood for the crafting table. And you don't have to go get the flint and steel from the gravel that we saw Tetrabomb did last run. One last thing I want to point out about this run, though, is Viva did mess up on crafting a lot, so tons of time can be saved there. As well as faster TNT placement, but we'll get to that in the next run. Which just so happened to be only 20 minutes later. In this run, they were able to clean up all those small mistakes that they made in their previous run, such as faster TNT placement and much faster crafting, and getting a time of 1 minute and 25 seconds, which would give them world record by a little under 10 seconds. We gotta remember that Faceless was able to beat Tetrabomb on the old seed, and Faceless hasn't played the new seed yet. So let's see what happens when Faceless uploads his next video. So for starters, as you can see, Faceless does not go for the first treasure chest, going for the treasure chest with 16 TNT, which I'll refer to from now on as the treasure chest. Mining a log, getting buttons with those logs, using the buttons to blow up the TNT, hopefully to blow up even more logs, to get into the TNT phase of the run, already saving time within the first 30 seconds of the run. And at this point, you can see the second part come in. As you can see, Faceless is doing a triangle method. Previous people have been doing a back and forth method. Why is this? It basically means you can get more stone quicker because you're placing more TNT. It also means less time running around trying to get from one TNT placement to another, if you're doing them in increments of 3 instead of 2. And with implementing all of those together, Faceless was able to do this.
I got a 118. Is that record right now? Yeah, let's go. Here, so that I can claim my spot on the timeline, I'm gonna upload it real quick.
This time, no one stole the record right under him, right before he was about to upload it. He got the record this time, and speaking of Faceless getting records, he uploaded a different video in the same day too, an RSG video. Faceless was able to implement the TNT strategy for the RSG runs, finding the Desert Temple sort of close to spawn, getting 7 gold and making an axe to break the crafting table, pickaxe to mine downward. Then the TNT placement was fairly as usual. It wasn't as optimal as the world record for SSG, of course, since you don't know the lay of the seed. Faceless could have gotten a cave to get a better seed, but I think he did fairly well with what he had, getting a time of 2 minutes, 44 seconds, 34. Now, Faceless was not the only person to get a world record today. A player by the name of Viva was also able to submit a run as well. Now, Viva would go on to create another SSG runs, but since it wasn't world record, we won't be talking about it here. Let's analyze Viva run and see what she did differently. Now, the major thing Viva did differently was place the TNT on top where the chests were in the Desert Temple, which basically eliminates having to look at temple chests in case you get some good items such as iron or gold for pressure plates or pickaxes. Also, she didn't craft anything before going into the TNT, as well as a slightly more back and forth movement. Putting all those strategies into one, she was able to shave off around 20 seconds of time, putting her in a comfortable first place in the 37 RSG world record. But now, let's see what Minterbit's up to. Oh wow, I see. Well, we're gonna have to take a look at this. Now, the first thing you probably notice is this isn't the seed that you said it was going to be the best seed, Arch. And I respond to you with, oh god, you're right. So you're probably wondering right now, if he one has less TNT and it takes longer for him to start placing the TNT, how does he get world record? Well, as you can see right here, this is the best TNT placement that we have seen through this whole entire category so far. Along with really good crafting at the end, was able to get him this.
Oh, was that 112?
But since Minterbit wasn't playing on the seed that everyone else was playing at the time, it was only a mere few hours before the next run was going to be uploaded. First thing to mention, Faceless spawns right next to the treasure chest, basically different version than he was on before. After that, he's able to get to the TNT almost 10 seconds faster from his previous run. And from there, with a fairly good back and forth movement, was able to get a record of 1 minute and 3 seconds. The primary mess up that Faceless made was at the beginning when he was crafting, he messed up a little bit, and I'd say that costed him about 2 seconds. Sub 1 minute is possible. The only question is who is going to get it? Minterbit, Tetrabomb, Faceless. I mean, at this rate, the next run is gotta be sub 1 minute, right?
So stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain. Once you gone, it was never alone. This word, and that was when I ruled the world.
With Tetrabomb getting insanely close to the 1 minute barrier, it was obvious that it was going to be broken very, very soon. And Tetrabomb was hesitant in that run, so it was definitely going to happen, but the only question was, by who?
No way, man! Not even a second off a world record, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, that could have been sub 55. Less than a second away. Yes! It could have been sub 54. It could have been sub 54. But sub 55, that's all I care about. Yes, man. Yes.
Glazed Minecraft was able to get a time of 54 seconds and 51 milliseconds. This was an insane drop in time for this point in the category and breaking the last minute barrier. And not to mention that Glazed Minecraft was an actual speedrunner, getting times in hardcore all achievements, along with so many other runs, I can't even mention them all here. And with Tetrabomb announcing that he is retiring from the furnace category, it seems like Glazed Minecraft is just going to dominate this category until he's happy with the time. Especially when multiple other people have attempted and failed to beat his record. Or someone else is going to have to step up to the plate. Josh had basically the same exact strategy as Glazed Minecraft did. The only difference was he implemented a strategy created by this person right here, where instead of placing 1 TNT, you place 2 in TNT, which basically means more cobblestone, therefore quicker time. The only problem with this run, Josh had a huge gap in between where he was placing the TNT, and maybe if he placed TNT in a triangle method instead of a back and forth method, he would have gotten a better time. Even with the giant mountain he had, the double TNT strategy was so good, he was still able to get the world record and even break the sub 50 barrier, giving him maybe the last 10-second barrier possible. Josh's reign did not last long though, because remember when I mentioned that other people were attempting to get the world record? Tacticola uploaded another video. And where Josh created a mountain, Tacticola was able to create a fairly flat area so they didn't have to run up and down the mountain, saving them just enough time to claim that world record. And literally within under 1 hour, Glazed Minecraft was able to take back his world record again by just about 0.3 of a second. The only thing I can see it did differently was place the TNT slightly quicker at the beginning, but besides that, these runs are getting closer and closer together, with it getting more and more optimized, meaning we're only a few seconds away from a somewhat perfect run. Let's take a minute here to recap what's just happened in the past day here. So, we've had the record gone from just about 1 minute to 46 seconds, which is insane. And 2 out of the 3 people that have submitted runs in the sub 1 minute have been legitimate people that have speed ran before the 37 furnace category existed. And it looks like the only thing the runners can do now to shave off time is just more precise movements. And that's exactly what Josh did. Twice. The only major thing he did differently, change his entity distance, which basically means that you can see the entity of the dropped cobblestone on the floor from further away, giving you an idea of how much more cobblestone you have to collect from further away, if that makes sense. And with Josh only being a second and a half off of sub 40, it looked like the next run or so would be the sub 40 that everyone was trying to get. But the one problem is there's not enough time to shave off for someone to realistically get a sub 40. Someone's going to have to find a run-changing strategy if they're going to be able to get that sub 40 that everyone's looking for. And the next runner to attempt that would be Glazed Minecraft. Now, Glazed Minecraft was able to get the best run he's ever had yet with a time of 40 seconds, 0.9, which is so close to sub 30. But with this, Glazed Minecraft was going to announce his retirement to 37 furnaces because he has been attempting this category for a long time now, and we don't even know if sub 30 is possible. Since at this point, these runners have been playing for days, hours on end, putting in thousands of runs, and the closest we've gotten is 40.9. Was Glazed Minecraft able to get the final second barrier? And like I just said, a new strategy was implemented by Cobalt. And this strategy might just save enough time to get a sub 40. And as Cobalt will explain,
I basically make my screen window smaller and then resize it so I can instantly loot this chest. My cursor's right on the TNT. And that saves maybe a quarter of a second.
Now if you took the current world record and implemented that, you would still not get a sub 40, but you would get around 0.3 of a second off of sub 40. So it's definitely possible, but will Cobalt be able to do it in this run? Sadly, he missed the mark by about 0.7 seconds, and as he says here...
So will he be grinding for sub 40? Probably not. But for now, a final time of about 40.7 seconds, I'm pretty happy with that.
With Cobalt and Glazed Minecraft not coming back to this category, it looks like Josh is going to be the only person able to get a sub 30. And there's only one more run left in my notes. So, this next run's gotta be sub 40. Right? With breaking the world record by over 1 second and getting into the sub 40s by 1 second, this was by far the best run this category has ever seen. I'm expecting that world record to stay there for a long time, if not forever. Now, they're the category that we haven't been talking about for a little while, and I want to go back to before we end this video. Now, Josh was also running this category too, as the new strategy for the RSG was to find a desert temple and from there just get the stone you need. Now, Josh did this fairly perfectly, but it took him over 40 seconds to find a tree, where if there was a tree close to the spawn, he would have gotten a time of 110, but since the tree was so far away, he got a time of 202. Now, as you just saw, sub 2 and sub 130 and sub 110 are definitely possible, but who would get sub 2? Now, the run starts by having to run around for 40 seconds trying to get to the tree in the Nether Temple, which is Basically saying not the best seed possible. Now, with a few mess ups here and here on the TNT, a few seconds of time, but the main thing was Jack was able to get a closer tree. So currently, the way to cut down the time variable is find a closer desert temple and find a closer tree. If there was a closer tree and closer desert temple, the world record would be easily 1 minute 30 seconds right now. And a new runner was going to show how crucial this was. And with them getting a seed with a close tree and close desert temple, Versi was able to enter the desert temple at 15 seconds, which is around 30 seconds faster than the current world record. They also place sand on their way down to negate the fall damage, so they have more health. Now, Versi was also able to get a God Apple, which helps with health as well. Now, the rest of the run goes fairly normally until Versi runs out of TNT. At this point, he could have ended the run, but at this point, he crafted TNT with the items he got in the Desert Temple chest, and was able to save his run and still get a world record, but if he did have one extra TNT, he would have easily gotten a time of 1 minute and 25 seconds. But with Versi getting the world record, it inspired someone by the name of Josh to beat his time, because apparently even before this Furnace Saga existed, they had a mini rivalry where they were competing each other in various different speedrun categories. And Josh wanted to beat Versi in this one. Everything about this run was basically the same thing except for a few things. One, Josh didn't need to craft any more TNT, and he was able to save time there. Number two was that Josh's TNT placement wasn't the best we've seen so far, but it did the job to get him the world record. Now, it looked like that was going to be where the category ends, but a few days went by, and Josh was running for normal Minecraft speedruns. When he got a seed, it looked like it might be a good furnace seed, and he literally winged it. He wasn't even trying to get a 37 furnace world record. Now, this time, Josh was actually able to get a tree fairly close to his spawn, and with much better TNT placement than the other Josh, and with not hesitating with the TNT placement, he was able to get a pretty good time of 120, bringing him oh so ever close to the sub 120 barrier. Now, this is where the category would end. I have all the runs planned out, I'm about to upload it, this is amazing, and then Josh uploads another Furnace video. Sadly, his video is not on any of the charts that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, but that's okay, let's just watch the video. Even with entering the Desert Temple a few seconds behind world record pace and messing up the TNT a few times, Josh was able to take the world record away from Josh by only a few seconds, giving him a time of 1:16. The reason I think he was able to do this was he didn't have to craft another TNT toward the end of his run.
Nice.
Alright, how you
You just got 37 first world record.
Yeah, I'm the better Josh.
Now, SSG and RSG aren't the only categories. There's TAS, 37 furnaces set seed no TNT glitchless, and 37 furnaces plus 1. I'm not going to go into them here, but it's just to show how crazy this category has gotten. Now, another thing I wanted to show is here's the full chart of every single RSG run, and here's the full chart of every single SSG run. Now you may be asking, why 37? Why not 38, 39, 40, etc.? Well, I've tracked down every single 37 and furnace related video I could possibly find on YouTube before the 37 furnace saga started. And let me tell you, over 25 different things I could find. There's even a 37 furnace lane in America. I am not lying, take a look at this. If you still don't believe me, go to Google Earth. Here are the sites on screen. And if you still don't believe me saying, oh yeah, there's probably other roads like 36, 35 furnace lane, and you would be right. But look at this, actual science guys saying 37 is important. Along with Ronald Reagan being born on February 6th, which is the 37th day in the year, I'm telling you, it's a full-blown conspiracy. Even Rick Astley was born on February 6th.